Hello everyone and welcome to this FlexQube tutorial on using the FlexQube CAD library with Onshape. My name is Olaf Brown and I will be your host today. After completing the initial sign-up process and signing in for the first time, this is the view you will be faced with. So for the sake of this tutorial, I've created a free user, but as a free user you actually get the option to try out the Onshape Professional for free for 21 days. So that is definitely something I urge you to do. To the right here on the top, we have the space we have access to as a free user. You can see I've used 386 megabytes out of a total 5 gigabyte, and I've created 2 out of 10 private documents. On the left, you can sort through your documents, and what I mean by document I will get into later. But basically, Onshape works kind of like a project container as well as a CAD software, but we can see that when we get into the actual document. So you can see here's the view. I've created 2 documents, and if you see documents that have been shared with me, it's none yet, but we're going to go ahead and create a new one. So when we create a new document, we can choose if it's going to be a private document or a public document. As a free user, I have a limit of 10 private documents. This might change in the future so that free users only can create public documents. So we're going to go ahead here and create a new public document. We type in the name and we press create public document. So when we load into the document, this is what we will see. So down here in the left, you can see the tabs. We have a parts studio where we can create the parts, and we have an assembly studio to assemble models. And what I meant when I said it works as a project container as well is that if you press the plus sign down here, you can see you can import files as well. And that is not just only CAD data. You can insert Word files, PDFs, renderings, videos, pretty much anything. We can also create additional assembly studios and part studios and drawings. So right now we're not going to need the part studio, so we're going to right click on that one and delete it. And if we also right click here on the assembly studio, we can actually rename it. So in this tutorial I thought we'd create a palette cart to try out the different capabilities of Onshape. So I'm going to name the tab down here palette cart. As you also can see, the Onshape interface is very clean compared to other CAD softwares on the market. It's a lot of white in the background, and the icons up here, you can see it's a lot less cluttered than a regular CAD software. And if I hover over the icons, you can see descriptions of what they do and what the hotkey for them is. So the first thing we're going to do here to access the libraries, we're going to press Insert up here, or just press the hotkey, which is I. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go to Browse Documents. We're going to go to Public Documents. We're going to search for FQ Building Blocks. And there it is. So we head into the CAD library here, and here you can find all of our basic components. You have first here you have flex plates and FlexQube. You have the different flex beams, the flex tubes, joints and guides. We have the casters, tow bars, handlebars, shelves, and fasteners. So pretty much everything you need to create a basic FlexQube cart. And you can also use the search window up here if you know what part you need. So in this case, I'm going to build a Euro pallet cart, and the Euro pallet is 800 by 1200. But with a FlexQube system where everything comes in 70mm increments, the closest we're going to get is 840. So we're going to insert here a FlexBeam 840 STSFE. So I'm going to press that. I'm going to place it in the assembly window here. Before you click this down, actually you can insert several parts at once if you know what you need. So the other beam I'm going to need here to build the framework is an 1190 STS. So I'm going to go ahead and insert that as well. And when you have selected all the parts you want, you press the green button up here. There we go. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to constrain the first beam to the origin to lock the model in place. And Onshape works a little bit different with the mates. So actually all we need to use is one mate here. And my favorite one is this one, which is called Fasten Mate. And the hotkey for that one is M. So I'm going to go ahead and press M. I'm going to select this mate connector here, which are the icons you can see on the flex beams. I'm going to press that one. And then I'm going to press the mate connector on the origin point. So when you have the attached the connection points to each other, in this window here you can see you have a rotate button, so you can rotate it around the axis. You can also flip it. So when you have the part the way you want it, you press the green button up here. Then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with connect the beams to each other. So I'm going to press the connection point here, and then on the beam over here, and then we press the green. There we go. So to finish up the frame, I'm just going to place these other beams out here a bit quick. And as you can see, it's very smooth to constrain with Onshape and build assemblies. So I'm going to rotate that beam right there to get it in place. And see, there we go. So now we're finished with the frame of the cart, and now I'm going to go ahead and insert some more parts. So what we will need now is, or what we actually can do here, so we don't have to go into the public documents and search for the library again, we can go into recently opened documents, and here we can find the FQ building blocks. So now I'm going to need, I'm going to search up here instead. I'm going to need a wheel box to place the casters on. I'm going to need a pallet guide to guide the pallets. There we go. So I'm going to constrain the wheel box first to the frame, like so, and then we rotate it. Press OK. And for the corner plate, I'm going to do the same thing and attach it to the frame right here. There we go. All the wheel boxes and corner plates are in place. And as you can see now, there's a lot of connection points here, so it may look a bit messy. If you want to, you can hide these. All you need to do is right-click one. You can press here, hide all mate connectors, like so. So what we need now is we're going to go in again to recently open to find the library quick and easy. And what we need now is the casters and some flex beams to place between the wheel boxes to give them some support. So I'm going to search here for a caster. We're going to place some 200mm nylon casters here. So we insert one swivel and one fixed. And then between the wheel boxes, we're going to need a 700mm beam. So we're going to insert one of those as well. There we go. Press green. And then we attach the beam to the wheel box. flip it and rotate to get it in the correct position. Then we get the second beam and attach to the wheel box as well, like so. There we go, and now we're gonna attach the casters to the wheel box. It might be a little bit tricky at first since there's a lot of holes in these wheel boxes to kind of fit all different kinds of casters and caster setups, but I'm gonna go ahead and attach it right there. Here we go, and rotate it into place. Then we can, to create a copy of it, we just click it, Control C, Control V, and to copy another fixed caster here into the model. And there we go, attach it to the wheel box. And we're going to do the same thing with the swivel casters. And there we go, and we rotate it into place. Press OK, copy it. Whoops, there I still had the old wheel box selected, so it attached it to the same mate connector as the other caster. So there we go. So what I want on this card as well is a handlebar and a tow bar. So we're going to go ahead and back into the library, and let's see here. If we go down to the handlebar and tow bar categories, which is here in the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and insert a foot release tow bar. There we go, place it in model, and I also want a handlebar, so we're going to insert the attachments first and the tube. Press OK. So again, just one mate to connect the tow bar to the frame. Okay, didn't get it centered there, so I'm going to pick a different hole. There we go. So next thing we're going to do is attach the handlebar attachment, like so. Flip it. There we go. And then another one on the other side. Like so. And as you can see, this attachment right here wasn't placed correctly. So if you need to delete mate, you have here on the left in the model tree, you have mate features. You can look it up there. Mates. See, here we go. And there, mate number 23. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And then we can redo it. So I'm going to move it out a bit so we can access it easier. So press the hole and then the corresponding hole on the corner plate, and there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and attach the handlebar right here. Same thing here. Place it in the attachment, and we rotate it into place like so. So there we go. We have created a palette card, and I'm going to go ahead and hide these mate connectors to make it look a bit more clean. So what Onshape also has built in is it has data file management. So you actually don't have a need for a PDM system with this. So to showcase this, we can go into on the top here, right next to the logo, you have a button here called Manage Versions and History. So what I could do is I could create a version of this card here. We're going to put in a name here. We can name it Issue A Palette Card. So press Create. And if we go in here to manage versions and history, you can actually backtrack all the different states the model has been in. So actually, Onshape doesn't have a save button, but it all continuously saves the model up to the cloud when you make the changes. But creating a version like this is a good way to, when you have reached a milestone in your designs, so you can backtrack to that if you would like to. So, for example, right now, maybe we would like to turn this palette card into a shelf card instead. So what I could do then is all I would do is, first of all, we would select all the palette guides here, because we won't need those anymore. Let's see, we can choose them in the model tree right here. So just click them and then we press delete. So instead, we're going to go ahead and insert some go to recently opened documents into the CAD library, and we search for beam-to-beam corner plate. And what this joint does is it allows you to joint beams together in 3 different directions. So we can place vertical beams as well as a structure for attaching the shelves to. Then we're going to go ahead and get some more beams in here as well. So yeah, let's grab a 1260 SDS beam here. Press OK. And again, we simply constrain these beam-to-beam corner plates the same way we did the palette guides. So actually here we still have a palette guide, so we'll go ahead and delete that. And there we go. Then we're going to attach the flex beam here to the beam-to-beam corner plate. So do it like this and attach it to the frame. Oops. Don't know what happened there. See, now we're going to go ahead and delete that mate. So we try again. Okay. Like so, flip it, rotate, there we go. I'm going to place another beam here and attach here as well. I'll rotate it into place. One neat thing about Onshape is that if we would like to copy this now, we could copy all of these parts together and insert them as kind of a sub-assembly to this, so we wouldn't have to do a pattern. So I'm actually going to go ahead here and delete these other beam-to-beam corner plates. Then we're going to mark up all these parts by clicking them. Control-C, Control-V, and then we actually copy in all parts we marked. So we can just constrain them as one now. So we'll click here. There we go. And there we go. So now we have inserted all the pillars to attach the shelves to. And now it might be Another great thing about Onshape is if you want to share a document or you need help, a very comfortable way to do that is you press the share button up here. So maybe I don't know how to attach these shelves. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to share this document with the FlexQube account here. So we type in designflexcube.com, and then we can set what kind of rights they would have to this document. So we're going to press edit, and if I press the window down here, we can include a personal message as well. So I might type, hi, can you help me insert some flat shelves to this model? Here we can also see if they can, we can set if we want them to be able to share the document, export the document, copy the documents. So it's all up to you what you want people to be able to do with it. So you can see up here, this is a private document, so only users listed below can access this document. So I'm going to go ahead here and press there and press share. So now we have shared the document with design@flexcube.com. So let's see here if someone from FlexQube joins in, and when you share the model, share it with them this way, a mail will be sent to them with the personal message, a picture of the cart, and a link to the document so they can access it. So let's see here. So now we can see someone has joined in the document here, and we can see that by, you see a little icon here in the top, so you can see Per here has joined from FlexQube. And one neat thing about this is you can work as many people as you want to in the same document at the same time. So when Per starts making changes to this document, I can see it in real time. And actually, what we also can do is if we double click the portrait here, we go into follow mode, so we can actually follow and see exactly what he's doing in the model at this time. So we see he's loaded in a flat shelf. Just going to go ahead here and constrain it to the beams. And there we go, it's in place. And if I double click it again, can actually stop following. So now we can just see the changes happening in real time while he's inserting these shelves. And actually what I also want to do here on this card is I think this handlebar isn't needed anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that as like so. Mark all the parts, press delete. And as you can see, we're actually right now editing the same document at the same time here. And there we go. So what I want to do now is I actually want to make a version of this as well. So we're going to create here a new one. We're going to call it issue B shelf cart. Press create. And what I could do now is that I can go into versions and history here. And, if I press issue A here, I can actually go back to that issue. So I can switch between these issues. I can create copies of it if I want to create a whole new solution out of that first issue I had, which is a very neat feature in Onshape. So there we go. We're loading back into the palette cart here. There we go. And the last thing I want to show you before we wrap this up is the Onshape App Store. So you can see the button up here. Onshape actually has its own built-in app store, so you can integrate these apps directly into the software. And all of these apps comes with a free trial period, so you can kind of try them out before you buy them. So instead of spending thousands of dollars buying a rendering program, you can actually try a few different out and then pick which one you would like to use. So we're gonna go back into the cart. I'm happy with the way it looks. And as I said, there's no save button. So if I head back to the start page here, and I go back into the tutorial document here, we can see that it looks exactly the way that I left it. However, it loads the latest issue unless you create a new one. So, yep, thank you everyone for watching, and have a nice day, and see you later.